Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Wicked Intent. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to do a maceration technique of a European mount. So basically what that is you'll get a deer that you just killed, and then I'll walk you through the steps, and at the end of the steps you'll have a European mount. So maceration is basically putting a skull of some sort or an animal carcass in a bucket of water, and you heat it up to, like, I want to say it's around 90 degrees. And over time, it usually takes about 2 weeks with decent weather. It'll deflesh all the bacteria, will eat away all the flesh, and you'll be left with just bone, which is kind of what we want. So I like it because it gives a more natural look on the bone itself. It's not super white. You can make it super white, but I like mine to be a little natural. So the first step is going to be just skinning your skull out. I like to get the jaws off and as much meat as I can so the process is a little quicker. So that's what we're about to do right now, and let's get it going. Alright guys, like I was saying, let's get it out first. So this was the deer he killed. I think it scored right at 129, something like that, 130 inches. Not bad. It was actually one of the ones I was going after for a little bit, but anyways, that was my grandpa that killed that one. So all right, so what I like to do is I like to go around the horns as close as possible, and I'll draw a straight line down the back, try to peel it off just like you're skinning a deer. And freaking dog. So and then the breaking the jaw is the worst part. But so anyways, let's start with the back here. Alright guys, once you got your deer head looking like this, you got all the jaws and the neck off and as much meat as you want. Leave the eyeballs just because they're kind of a pain to get out. But I like to go get some tinfoil and some saran wrap, and I wrap probably up just past the eye guards with saran wrap first, and then I get the tinfoil and I'll go around it. The reason being is if you don't, and this is in the water, it'll turn it white for some reason, and I've messed one up doing that before. I mean, it doesn't just ruin it, but I don't want mine looking like white. I want it to be natural. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and put some water in here and get this thing going. Alright guys, when you get done, it'll look something like this. I know it looks a little goofy, but it's kind of what you gotta do. So if you don't do this, it'll just color it, and I don't really care for that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this bucket up with water, almost all the way up. There's a little line that I've used before, so I'm gonna fill it up to there. So Alright, so pretty much what happens after this is I got this little suction cup thing, and just put it on the side here. Let me fix this. And I'm not gonna turn it on yet, but I like to lay it side. My thing fell. Lay it sideways. Well, this thing ain't big enough for this, actually. For this. Anyways, I put it in there sideways, get as much in there as possible. I'll grab my deer head, and I'll submerge it like so. See how it just kind of comes up over that? I'm hoping that that'll stop it. Kind of got to get it just right. I guess we'll just trust that for now. Now all I got to do is plug it up and it's ready to go. I like to put this on there so that heat will keep the heat in, because right now it's getting down in the 30s, and this will help keep that heat in. So after that, you're pretty much done. I like to change the water every 2 or 3 days, because if you don't, it'll just quit the process. But I would we'll change every 2 or 3 days, and it'll be done in like a week or two. So that's pretty much it.